Patrick and Thais got married. I lived with them for about a month, and then I got kicked out. So I ended up living with Matthew and Carlos. Matt's my younger brother, and Carlos is his husband. Now,
some people just don't know when to mature, how to mature. How can you go from living with one brother then living with another brother? But then also at the same time have so many opinions about other people. John had massive opinions the last time we saw him on 90 Day Fiancé. But it's crazy because in my opinion, if you're a freaking bum, you're somebody that doesn't go out there and do anything in your life, you're not entitled to opinions. Point blank, period. Because you don't lead by example. If you don't lead by example, why the hell am I going to listen to your opinion? I don't give a damn even if you're making a good opinion. Don't care. Because you're not leading by example. I mean, obviously, yes, it was fun to watch me to tell and, you know, give Jabri the name Sparkles and all that kind of stuff, but who's the one that's progressed in life? Sparkles or John? Nah. You see what I'm saying? But hey, man, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
it's been about 4 or 5 months. She has family. That who knows? She has a kid too, so it's tough for me to say. Probably my.
I was very surprised when he said that he's dating a woman who's got a kid, to be honest. Very surprised, because for somebody that is not responsible. Oh, wow.
Toughest hurdle with this.
Yeah.
I never even dated a girl with a kid before. But I think I'm finally ready to take, this responsibility on, dating someone that has a child. She's ready to trade in late nights at the bars and, settle down to the family, man.
I guess you won't know until you tried, right? I guess you just won't know. But to be honest with you, if I'm somebody like John now and I'm a party person and when it comes to responsibilities, it's something that I'm not good at or all that kind of stuff. And I've never wanted to date a woman who's got kids because I know that I'm not responsible and I don't want kids. To be honest with you, if I ever got to a stage where I wanted to be in the position where I wanted to date someone who has got kids, I would make sure that we're not dating. I would make sure that we are actually in a secure relationship, and I'd make sure 100% that I actually love that person. I may not need to fall in love with them at that point, but I need to make sure that my love is there for them, so therefore I'm on that journey. But if it's a case of where, oh, this is something different, because she's a bit different, she makes me happy, then da-da-da, okay, different conversation. But this guy has barely even met this woman. I think he's only met her once or something like that. He's been speaking to her for a while, but he's barely seen her. But okay. And let's be real, like, why would you want to date someone who's got a kid if you can't even provide for yourself? Because if you're going to date someone with a child, you have to be ready to be able to provide for them and the child. Now, I'm not talking about how it's a case of where, he has to be the one that's going to provide everything. No. I'm just saying that, like, even if they live together or whatnot, there's going to be things that obviously he's going to be able to need to pay for, as well as herself. But of course, when he's paying for certain things, of course, he's going to be thinking about her and the child, not just her and him. You know what I'm saying? It's free. You know what I mean? Whether or not they share bills or not, he still needs to be able to provide. This guy can't provide for himself. He can't even get his own place. So you know what? The more I think about it, him trying to see if this is going to work for the first time, he shouldn't be doing it, because he's not in that position financially. He's not in that position. I don't want to say mentally, but he's definitely not in that position in terms of his living arrangements. Living arrangements are very, very key if you're going to get with someone who's got a kid.
Sometimes you need a reason to change.
I'm pretty shocked that John wants to start a relationship with someone that has a kid.
Difficult. I'm not, yeah.
Well, you gotta love her and her daughter now, too.
Well, they're a package deal, I get it. It's a big decision to, to be a family man. Am I a family man? I don't know if I am.
And the fact that he doesn't even know if he's a family man is a bit of a stick one. But I get it, though. I understand him saying that, obviously, I guess I'll find out. But boy, understand this, though. You trying to find out isn't good for the child, because that child, it may experience a man coming into her mother's life and then also leaving her mother at the same time. That's not a good experience for a child. Obviously, these things can happen, obviously, unintentionally 100%. These things don't happen, intentionally at all. But for a man that's got a track record of never been in a relationship, pretty much, he's only had like 3, I think he said, and they're all short term. And for a man that hasn't even got his own shit together in terms of home, I think work-wise, he still works for Patrick, I'm not too sure. But even that is a hit or miss situation. But if you ask me personally, he's playing with fire way too much. And my biggest issue is that there's a child involved. If a child was not involved, it wouldn't be that deep. But it is that deep. Well, you let me know. Would you, if you're a woman, even if you're a man, would you want to be, if you're a single parent, right? Would you want a chance being in a relationship with somebody that hasn't got their shit together? I mean, but at the same time, though, I will say this: the young lady doesn't actually know that he is currently in this predicament with his living situation. She doesn't know he's been backpacking, pretty much, or living in a suitcase or whatever. He hasn't told this information. So that's another good point too. You want to give it a chance with somebody that you like who's got a child, but you don't even want to be completely transparent with them. She needs to know what she's walking into. She can't come into this relationship, blindsided. If it turns into a relationship, if it turns into something serious, she has to know everything. She has to know all of her cards in front of her. So the fact that he hasn't even been honest with her completely and is with that information, that already tells me that he's not ready. Because people that are ready will be honest. I hate it when people say, well, I didn't want to say anything to scare you away and da-da-da-da-da-da. Why? What does that mean? You want to deceive someone to be with you because you're afraid they may run away if you tell them the truth. If you're afraid of telling someone the truth, then that means clearly you don't trust them. Or at least you're worried that they won't trust you. But if that's the case, that's the case. If somebody wants to be with you, they will listen to you, and they will do what they can to understand you and give you the benefit of the doubt if they want to see if things can work. If they don't want to give you the benefit of the doubt, then at least you know you dodged the freaking bullet. But if you go into something based on a lie, then how do you know if you dodged the bullet? If shit hits the fan at some point, it's going to be on you for not being truthful in the first place. So again, where is the benefit of even withholding information like this? Tell the freaking truth. You can never go wrong by telling the truth, because when you tell the truth, you're always going to get the correct result. That result may be rejection, but it's going to be the correct result. If you lie, you're only going to get a result that is based on a lie. So therefore, if it goes south, you only have one person to blame, and that's you. Nonetheless, though, you guys let me know what you're thinking. We'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.